Hello, this is Flights in Asia, and in this video, we'll be heading to Singapore, where an agreement has been reached between the governments of Singapore and the Philippines to expand the number of codeshare flight services between the two Southeast Asian nations. First reported by the Straits Times and Channel News Asia, a Memorandum of Understanding was signed between Singapore's Deputy Transportation Minister Yi Ping Yi and the Philippines Assistant Secretary for Aviation and Airports Enrique Antonio Escovel III. The agreement between the two countries would expand the bilateral air services agreement between the Philippines and Singapore, which was first signed in 2010 and later amended in 2015. But now this will expand the codeshare flights between the two countries. Among the main points of this agreement would be the expansion of codeshare flights between Singapore and the Philippine capital of Manila from 35 to 150 flights weekly. Going forward, this would be doubled to 300 by the end of March 2026, before being fully lifted by March 2027. In addition to the expansion of the codeshare flight limit between Singapore and Manila, there will be no limits on codeshare flights between Singapore and any other point in the Philippines. This would also apply for airlines from ASEAN and the European Union, including Philippine-based carriers that are owned by foreign nationals with a principal base in the Philippines. Speaking on the expansion of codeshare flights between Singapore and the Philippines, Mr. Yi was quoted by the Singapore Straits Times saying, quote, "It is important to provide a favorable regulatory environment so that our carriers can capitalize on new business opportunities. This MOU will facilitate improved air connectivity between and beyond both countries, and it is a win-win outcome for both countries." To understand the impact of this agreement on air travel between Singapore and the Philippines, we do have to understand what codeshare flights are. Often in the airline industry, airlines will sell seats on flights operated by another airline. Often seen on agreements between two airlines, we see this especially with airlines who are members of major airline alliances. By selling seats on flights operated by other airlines, it allows travelers to book a flight to their destination which may not necessarily have a connecting flight operated by their primary airline. Travelers would be able to reach their destinations via connections on multiple airlines that are partnered, and enjoy frequent flyer benefits, and enjoy single booking, check-in, and baggage claim. Through this agreement, this will allow airlines such as Philippine Airlines and Singapore Airlines, both of whom have already an existing codeshare partnership on flights between the Philippines and Singapore, to allow them to sell more of their own operated flights through codeshare agreements with other airlines. For Singapore Airlines, which operates 4 daily flights between Manila and Singapore, other Star Alliance airlines could add its flight code onto its flights operating between Manila and Singapore. Meanwhile, Philippine Airlines can go beyond its codeshare flights with its own 4 times daily flights between Manila and Singapore outside the partnership with Singapore Airlines. In addition to the full-service carriers of Philippine Airlines and Singapore Airlines, this could also benefit Qantas's Singapore-based Jetstar subsidiary, Jetstar Asia, where now Qantas could add its QF flight code onto the Jetstar-operated flights between Singapore and Manila. To other parts of the Philippines, which are served with flights to Singapore, we could see codeshare flight codes added to the Singapore Airlines flights operated to Cebu, or the Jetstar operated flights to Clark. With this new agreement between the Philippines and Singapore, more airlines, including those that are not necessarily operating flights to and from the Philippines, will be able to sell seats and add their flight code onto existing flights operating between the Philippines and Singapore. That's all for this video. If you liked it, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. This has been Flights in Asia. Thank you for watching and have a great day.